Okay, with my son on the table, I don't know how I'm going to get this done. Jasper, you can't go all the way up there. Step down. Step down. There you go. Now you got your fishy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I hope I can do this really fast. And then we can have snack time. I went to one of the gem and mineral shows this weekend. I went to J.O.G.S. Okay, there are two main gem and mineral shows that come to Tucson twice a year, okay? People come internationally to this place. The smaller one just happened over this weekend, and the big one, of course, happens in February. So if you're looking for a time to come to Tucson, that's the time. So it was the first day, which it was September 11th, so it was kind of hard, but it was the first day where it felt like fall around here, where I could walk around and the pomegranates were blossomed and they were beautiful and red, and there was, well, some people call it Mexican and some people call it Indian paintbrush. It's a certain flower, was in bloom, and I saw like dragonflies, and it was so gorgeous. Able to actually walk around in the daytime. It's a big thing. It's like the first gasp or the whiff of fall, which is really nice. Well, Zev and I both have a love for, natural gemstones. So he had been wanting to go to this show for a while. And we decided to go on last day. And it was just in one convention center room, like warehouse, whereas the big one that's in February is huge. So it was nice to be able to just walk around this small convention center and be able to see everything and see everyone. And there were people there from Turkey, from Mexico, different areas in Malaysia, specifically Indonesia, Thailand, and Bali. Shout out to Bali Isle, Wendy Oliver of Bali Isle in San Luis Obispo. And there were people from New Mexico. There were people from Gallup, New Mexico. Another place that I forgot the name of in New Mexico. There were people from all over the place. I think there were even people from Florida, LA, all over the place. And all these people, they come to this smaller show and then they come again back in February. So towards the back of the warehouse, people are quadranted off in really small sections, and then there's other people that have really large booth areas. And I came to one area and I knew that the man was Brazilian because I saw these huge pieces of amethyst that were like, and I'm, like 5 foot nothing, right? These were like 4 foot tall, like geode eggs cut out of these amazing pieces of amethyst. And I know that those come from Brazil. There's no way there's any other place that comes from in the world. So I knew that the man was Brazilian, and I began to look around everything that he was showing. And he had some beautiful slices of geodes towards the back. And he had just rows and tables. But it kind of also looked like the last of what he had, like he had really sold everything. And he just had these few small pieces. So I was pushing around Jasper in the cart because he was asleep, and Gary was off in some other area, and Zev really gravitated towards these tables. And he started looking at everything, and I started looking at everything. And I'm telling you, I probably had just like $4 in my pocket because I didn't go there to buy anything, right? Zev had like saved a bunch of money and had wanted to, spend his allowance and birthday money there. Well, the man, he was such a sweet person, and he was very small, and he had really little features, and he reminded me of my Japanese needlework. And even from Japan, remember Papa-san? That's what he looked like, but like a Brazilian version of him, like not Japanese, obviously. Oh, needlework. I have to show you what I'm talking about. I used to do, and I still do actually, Japanese needlework. Like this. It's called bunka. This is just one of them. Let's see if I've got the other one. That's what I'm making for John. Oh, can I reach this other one? Gosh. These are little dolls. Little men dolls here. Can you see? Okay. So my old teacher, that's what this Brazilian man resembled him, but just like the Brazilian version. Okay. He's very small and very soft-spoken, really sweet. I was just smiling at him, and the next thing I knew, he said, "I want to give to you." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." He's like, "No, you want this. I give to you." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Pick it out. Take this one." And he says, "You want the fruit?" And he shows me this. And these are like onyx carved pieces of fruit. First of all, pear is my favorite fruit. This is a banana, yay raw. And this turban squash, which I just bought a turban squash, and I had never ever bought one before, in this little dish. Okay, now anybody who knows anything about me knows that I collect like glass fruit because of my grandmother. So that was freaky, weird, amazing, beautiful, wonderful. I felt like I was in this like bizarre time warp. Like, why is he giving these things to me? And then he says, "I want to give one to." He's pointing to Zev. He says, "You pick it out. This is for you." And he gives him a turtle. Now, Zev has talked about wanting a real live turtle for like, oh my gosh, it must have been 5 years by now. He said he'd wanted a turtle. Then he said he wanted to give one to Jasper. He said he wanted to give him this little tree. Oh my goodness. So, the whole time he's like, "You wrap it up." And we're like wrapping up in all these papers. I couldn't believe it was the sweetest thing, right? So then Zev said that he wanted to buy this. And he did, with the little stand. And I was kind of scared that like the man wouldn't even let him pay for that. But finally he let him pay for that. And I'm standing there and I'm just thanking him, receiving these beautiful gifts in my hand, just totally overwhelmed by the moment, just really grateful, really thankful, just totally in awe of this man. And he looks at me and he said, "I had a good day." And it was like such a simple thing, it was like share the wealth, like, I've had such a great day and I've obviously made more than what I needed to, and my heart is so overflowing that I have to share it with someone. And I don't know why he picked us to share it with, but it was such a touching, sweet thing. And later I came back just to have Gary meet him because I wanted him to understand. And it was so funny. You know how like sometimes when men talk with each other, it's like instant business connection, they understand. And he said, "Yeah, I had a really great day today." And he started talking really fast to him. And Gary, he's like a business major. I don't know if you know that about him, but yeah, he like totally understood what he's talking about. So they were like in their own little man zone of complete understanding of each other. And I was just like, there is so much love going on in this room. I don't even know if I can handle it. Anyway, so if you are interested in gems or gemstones and there is a show in your town, I would love to hear about or even see any footage. I'm not sure if people are allowed to tape in there. I wasn't allowed to, but if you can, I would love to see your footage or even hear your stories about if you go to stone stores or gem stores or anything like that, or if you go on a rock hunt. Some people do wonderful trails where they'll walk and they do hikes and stuff. Or if you have any gemstone stories, because I have some interesting ones, especially ones that happen in New Mexico and South Dakota. If you want to hear some of those, I'm really happy to share them with you. And I hope that you have such abundance in your day that you can share it with everyone who you meet. And I'm sending you bright blessings. Take care.